Welcome to this very, very exciting video. I have been anticipating the day that this comes. I've been anticipating the day of this video. Whatever. Anywho, today we are doing a first batch of the new sugar scrubs that I will be offering for my handmade business, LV collection. We are a handmade shop based in Maryland, and our focus is really providing customers with an experience where they can renew their body, their soul, and their sanctuary all at once without leaving home, without stressing about this, without stressing about that, without the chemicals, you name it, we are doing it. So now, we have always offered whipped sugar scrubs, and those scrubs were made by using the Crafter's Choice Wholesale Supplies Plus foaming whipped bath base, I'm pretty sure is what it's called, but I'll pop it up over here just to make sure that I get the name right. It was absolutely the best option for us when we started. I say us, that's myself and my daughter. So it was absolutely the best option for us, and I do not regret using it at all. It is a very nice formula. Again, people really liked it, but I wanted to have a full customization ability, or whatever the word is for that, on the scrubs. I have it for my lotions. We started with a lotion base and then moved into our new wonderful formula that everyone loves. And I just want the same thing for our sugar scrubs. So that is what we are going to do today. I have taken a recipe from Tara Lee Skincare's YouTube channel. I have bought formulas from her before, and actually I tried one here on this channel. It was an emulsified sugar scrub, now that I'm thinking of it. And it was a really nice formula, but I'm looking for something like a little bit lighter and fluffier, so that's why I'm not using that. But I did use it before and I really loved it. I ended up using the jars that I made on myself. I did really, really like it. But like I said, it was just a little heavier for me. I was looking for something a little bit lighter and fluffier. So I always go to Tara Lee when I'm looking for a formulation, because honestly, in my opinion, between her and Humblebee and me, I can't remember her real name, sorry about that. But between those two, I find the best wealth of knowledge. So we're going with Tara Lee Skincare's formulation of her dupe of the Nectar Body Treat brand scrubs. That's what we're going to do today. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I don't actually know what fragrances or colors I'm going to do yet. I truly, honestly, I don't know why, but I feel like I want to do a kiwi of some sort, but I don't have kiwi anything. So that's obviously not gonna work, but anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a huge batch of it, and I think it's going to be 12 jars total. So typically when I make a huge batch, I make the base batch and then separate them into bowls and add any other exfoliants like jojoba bees or walnut shells, and like the colorant and the fragrance and stuff like that into different bowls. This is where I always get hung up. Am I going to make 4 fragrances and 3 jars of each fragrance, or am I going to make 3 fragrances with 4 jars of each fragrance? Do you know what I mean? I can never decide. I can never decide. I'm not sure, but the great news is we don't actually have to decide at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and pull everything that we need out of my supply closet and get started. Let's do it. This one is melting atop a double broiler out in my kitchen. So I thought while we waited for that, we could take a couple of minutes to just kind of talk about the formula, talk about the items that I chose to use in the formula, any substitutions, and then our plan moving forward as far as fragrance oils go. The first set of ingredients we have are the oils. For this recipe on my end, I used a coconut oil 76-degree melt. I have a big tub of it. I do use it in my soap recipe. Again, I'm trying to find new ways to use ingredients that I already have, just to kind of streamline, save space, save money, etc. Right? Save shipping fees, all of those things. So this recipe called for coconut oil. I don't recall which kind Tara Lee used when she made it, but the original, the nectar ingredient deck just listed coconut oil. So again, there are like a ton of different coconut oils. So this is the one I had on hand and the one I chose to use. Then our second oil is castor oil. This could be substituted for any carrier oil that you have. I chose to use castor oil for this. When I run out of castor oil, I'll probably use a different type of oil that I have in my closet. We'll just kind of have to see what happens. As long as you're updating your ingredient label, there's nothing wrong with that, unless you're going for straight up consistency, in which case you would want to test all of the different ones before you start producing them for customers to just kind of figure out which one will be the best for you. But I am going castor oil, and that one was 6% of the total recipe. And again, I'll have it all listed below. As far as butters go, she used shea butter. I think that that was a really great option. I am not substituting that for anything. I have a huge shea butter. Again, all of these are things that I already have on hand because of my soap making. I forgot to say earlier, I chose castor oil because it's like really rich in fatty acids, and I wanted that for this skincare. I think that oftentimes when people buy a body scrub, they expect that it's going to exfoliate their skin. Where hand makers like us have an advantage is we are able to say not only do we have a body scrub, but it has moisturizing properties. It has castor oil, which everybody knows is a fabulous ingredient to include in topical skincare. It has shea butter. Again, we're actually moisturizing the skin that we are exfoliating, not drying them out with 15 chemicals that we cannot name, right? Which is, again, the biggest advantage that we as handmade business owners can offer to our customers and kind of like brag on ourselves about. And then we also have emulsifying wax and cetyl alcohol. Those are emulsifiers, so they thicken your product, they stabilize it, and they stop it from separating into like your oils and your butters and whatever else you may put in depending on the product that you're using. So it keeps it as one cohesive product instead of it separating into the original ingredients. And they do also work same to soften your skin. So really great options. I've used them plenty. There are tons also of really great suppliers and options for suppliers. So that's nice as well. The second phase of this is going to be a preservative. The original recipe from Tara Lee uses Optifin. I have used it before, but I actually have Germall Plus preservative now instead. I can't remember, there was no actual reason. I think what ended up happening is the supplier that I got it from had, like, if you bought two, then you got one at a discount, which I am always down for. So I bought the cetyl alcohol, the emulsifying wax, and then ended up getting the Germall Plus at a discount, or whichever one was the cheapest. You know how those deals go. So that all three of those are the same brand from the same supplier. So I went with the Germall Plus. I needed it at the time and it was on sale. So obviously that's what we're going to use. But you obviously use the preservative that you have, about 1%, and the fragrance oils and sugar. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. As indecision would have it, I pulled out 6 fragrance oils and only have 12 jars to make scrub with. I'm definitely going to make mango milk. We did like a cute little like basket pool thing for other staff members. I'm a teacher during the day. And it was kind of just like a little pick me up, a little sweet treat or something special for a random other staff member, teachers, building service workers, like, you know, whoever wanted to participate was able to participate. Everybody put their names in a hat and then we drew one. So, and then we got like made a little basket, right, for the person that we drew. In my basket, I put a mango milk candle, a mango milk lotion, and some little candies. So the person actually, she's so sweet. She works down in like the kindergarten. She told me how much she loved it and she wanted to try a scrub. So I told her that I'm making these brand new scrubs that I haven't made before this weekend. I'll definitely make some mango milk. So I'm definitely making mango milk for that. But that's the only one I'm like 100% sure of. I'm just staring at the fragrance oils off the screen and I can't decide. I think I also have over there Coco Cabana, which is a dupe from Wholesale Supplies Plus. So I do want to use that one. And then I'm going to go Lavender Haze. I know I want to do those three. Lavender Haze is my historic best-selling fragrance of products throughout my entire line. So I definitely want to make sure I have that one. That's three. I'm thinking possibly one more, but I'm not exactly sure yet. So the entire batch calls for 1%, which means that about, let's see, each bowl is going to get about 1/4 of an ounce of fragrance oil, which would be lovely. Oh, oatmeal milk and honey. Maybe I should do that. Or maybe I should do something flowery for spring. I have Garden Party from Brambleberry. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that. So anywho, those are my thoughts so far. And then of course we're going to need sugar. You could use regular sugar, brown sugar, organic cane sugar. You could use salt. You can use whatever your heart desires. I like to use plain sugar and then sprinkle in some other exfoliating additives, which I will go over like a little bit later. But this is just, again, like a broad overview for those of you who have not made a scrub before or are interested in learning more about the ingredients. Now, one more quick note before we take a break until our oils are ready. Do not add your preservative, whichever kind it is, when the oils are above 100 degrees. Personally, I add the preservative in under 95 degrees. If it's too hot, it's not going to work. The preservative nature of the preservative will be damaged, so it won't actually be effective and work. And you must have a preservative in this product because it is a product used in the shower and will come into contact with water. So you want to make sure that you have a preservative in there. Do not skip that step. So we're going to go ahead and take a beat and then come back when everything is melted and move on. I'll see you in a little bit. We have hit the next day. I started filming this entire video on Saturday. Today is Sunday. So we had to let all of our melted oils like combine and reharden, which I did. You can do that in the freezer, right? But I didn't want to because I knew we had a couple of things going on. So I didn't want it to like freeze. So I just let it be on the counter. The clip that you saw before this where the batter was like really soupy, that is a sign that it is not ready to go. So I left it there. I let it sit. I did add the preservative at that time, but otherwise I let it sit. And then I went ahead and whipped it this morning. And now she looks like this. Smells like butter. So what we're going to do now is kind of separate everything. I'm going to go ahead and do 4 jars of 3 fragrances. Honestly, I don't feel like getting a 4th bowl dirty and like going through that whole thing at this moment. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 4 jars of 3 fragrances: mango milk, lavender haze, and am I going to do cactus blossom? What was the 4th one? Oh, I think the 4th one was Coco Cabana. Okay, if the 4th one is Coco Cabana, we're going to go with that. It's a fun little coconut note. And that's probably going to be all we have left. I mean, we have to do the labels and stuff, which I haven't even begun to make. So that will add some time up at the end. But as you know, work time is toddler nap time. And those minutes are very quickly dwindling. So we're going to have to get a move on. And I do also want to start my new book. So I don't know if I told you guys, I'm pretty sure I did. I started a bookish Instagram. I'm pretty sure I told you guys that, with like just book stuff, right? And it's like a lot of fun and I really like it. So anywho, this morning I posted on there what book I should read next because I finished reading Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. I don't know how to describe that book. I really don't. It was definitely not something that I would typically pick up, but the cover like really got me, and so I read it anyway. And then the end, I don't know, it was just kind of, it was a little crazy. Things were a little crazy in there. Very much so, like things got a little crazy in there. So anyway, I need something a little bit less, and this may or may not be it. But this is the book that won the vote. First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I'm probably the last person on earth that hasn't read this yet, if I had to guess. But it sounds really, really good, and I'm excited to read that. So we're going to add that to our to-do list for this week. If you have read it, definitely let me know what you think down below. Okay, I need to stop talking and get this scrubs done, because literally who knows when the toddler is going to wake up. Nobody knows. She will wake up whenever she feels like it. Okay, let's get a move on. Okay, well, classic me as always. I was not able to get 4 of each fragrance like I should have based on my calculations. So, whatever, that's just something that always happens to me. So I was able to get 4 mango milk, and I added black jojoba beads to that one. And then I have 4 Coco Cabana, and that one is a gold and white swirl. And then the final one is lavender haze, which I was able to get 3 jars out of. I still have about 2 ounces left of it. And today's an everything shower day, so I'm going to use that in the shower this afternoon or later this evening when everyone else stops asking me questions, and see how that goes. I'm pretty excited for it. What I am not excited for are all of the dishes. Let me show you. This is what we're looking at. So many dishes. So yeah, I need to straighten up, and then we're gonna go spend the rest of the afternoon outside. I'll pop back in when I label everything, but I have to go through my drawers and see what labels I have because I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I bought labels for this, but I'm not entirely sure. So we're gonna finish straightening up and then go enjoy the rest of this Sunday fun day. See you in a minute. Okay, sorry for the look. It is a very sweaty day. We had soccer this morning and also had baseball. So we've been at the field kicking up dust all day long. So here is one of the finished scrubs. This was the Coconut Cove. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Look at that. I did take the extra into my everything shower with me, and it was A+. I absolutely love it. So I'm really excited. There are definitely some differences between the scrub that I made and the base that I was previously using. So I'm gonna have obviously some of my repeat customers like that I know locally, like my friends and my sister, try it out to let me know and kind of compare, give me a good comparison between the two, what they liked better and those kinds of things. So yes, I'm super excited about them. And honestly, I really like this new jar too. It's really hard to display like the flatter, wider ones. I loved that jar, but it just is really hard to display that like without tipping it up so people could see what it was called. Like it would have to be on the shelf like this. And then like, I don't know, that just gets super messy. So I do like this look, and now they match the lotion bottle. So that's nicer for a set as well. We're going to go ahead and call it there. I'm going to continue to like play around and tweak the recipe if I feel that I need to. And then once I have some hard evidence to kind of compare the two formulas, I'll share that information with you guys as well. Now, if you're a scrub gal, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're interested in purchasing your own from me, I would love for you to check out my website, lvbodyandhome.com. You can use code subscriber for a discount during your checkout. And then if you're a maker and you're looking for resources to help you in your small business journey, I do have my Patreon linked down below. Though it may be a Stan Store link by the time you guys see this. I feel like I'm really in a transitional era, I guess would be the best way to put it. I just have so many things happening right now, which I'm going to share in a separate Candles and Candid Conversations video with you guys because it's just too much to toss in at the end of a video. So look out for that. It will be coming soon, and I'll see you then.